Sometimes there's a story in something old. Some people want to throw some things away. But not all things need to be thrown away. You can always repurpose some things. An old kitchen table. It's a tall boy, which it's got like bar stool style chairs. And I want to make something out of this that I can use in two places. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half. It's got a seam line right down the middle. What I want to do is put a piece of tape on there so I don't split the wood. If I cut right on the seam, I'll have two tables. Now I've got two tables. Yeah, it's still sketchy a little bit. Not too bad. But we'll put that up against the wall. I can do a little sanding. I'm gonna paint it anyway, so that's one. Now what I gotta do for both halves is I have to run a board across here to give me something to screw to the wall. This doesn't even have to be the right height or anything. I just want to get it on the length, make sure the length is right. I'm going to cut that off. Square. Square keeps it square. And this will go in here. And we'll do the same thing for the other board. I'll show you how we're going to mount it. Where's the Craig tool? Comes with a little rim, and this is the setting tool. So what I want to do, I'm going to put me a couple down here. Same thing on the other side. Just a general idea. It ain't gonna be perfect. And then I'll make a couple. So I got marks on each end and a couple across the back. You can use a clamp. It came with a clamp, but I lost it, or I don't have it. But the clamp is this right here. You can just hold it on there, and you have to set it. You have to set this bit for what size screw I'm going to be putting in. And what I'm putting in is 1 1/4 inches. So we'll get the drill real quick. We'll take the bit. You have to use one of these regular drills. And all you do is wherever you want to put a screw, it's just general. You just drill. I hold it on there and push it at the same time. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot you gotta go backwards. Almost messed up the first one. Like I said, it's not, if you had a clamp, it'd be nicer. And what that does is it sets the screw hole at an angle. Hold it pretty good. Cool. So now what I'll do is I'll set the ends. With the ends, I need a little bit more pressure. I'm gonna lay it down. Put the knee on it. So I know my screw's gonna be right there. I mean, I could do it side by side, but just like that. Flip it around. Do the other side. Knock out all your dust. We get the fastening. To set these screws, you have to use a long bit because you have to go in at an angle. If you have one that's shorter, it'll work. I've done this with just a regular bit, but makes it a little bit more difficult. Just set that in there and we'll get the fastening. So remember, your screws go down. So all you gotta do is just set your screws. I'm gonna go with the top first. I just bring it flush on the back. And it won't blow through because I've set the depth for the screw. Just line it up so the back of it is flush. The same way they make cabinets. You can make cabinets with this too. Get this last one down here. And we'll make the ends. There we go. And then we'll put two. This is a little overkill. On this, make sure you flush. What this does is it draws it straight instead of at an angle. Go. I don't need another one at the top. I'll probably go ahead and put it in anyways. Don't really need one at the top, aka the bottom. It pulls it together. So then you get a nice back on it. And that's what I'll mount to the wall. So this is the table, half table. And these are the legs. Let's put the legs on it real quick. No big deal. I took them off. Put a couple bolts on it. Once you get the legs on there, you can just set it up against the wall if you want. That backboard is for mounting. You don't have to mount it, but I put it on there just to kind of keep the two sides together and to mount it if I wanted to. It's just sitting there. So if I need to level it up a little bit, I just kind of kick the leg in. But you can mount that right to the wall. It's not a problem. So the end result is you got a one-person table. This is not mounted to the wall. This, I can mount it to the wall, and I probably will, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm just setting it here. But yeah, this gives you a one-person table. You know, you can use it as a computer table, or like with me, single person. What I'll do is I'll sand this all down and I'll refinish the top, make it black, put a clear coat on it or a high gloss paint, and this gives me an eating table. Or if I want to, I can set my laptop right here, do a little computer editing if I want to, or check my emails, whatever. This gives you a good idea. You can use this table for anything. I'll put this one over top of my dog bowls, put my dog food. And this will give me a little table in the dining room. So It's another way to reuse an old table. If you wanted to mount this to the wall, which it's optional, you can use one of these bits. It's got Phillips on there, and what you do, pull up on it, and it comes out with a drill bit. It's self-tap, or it's a reset. You just put it in there, and you lock it down. That's all you have to do. Put it in the drill. Yeah, about right in there is comfortable for me. You just sink it in there. And what that does is that gives you the ability to sink the head down. That's just one way of doing it. But what I'm gonna do is I'll put the legs on it, find the stud, then drill the holes. That way I'll be able to run it into a stud. We'll do that now. What I do is I set it up against the wall, set a level on it, so I know it's a level, front and back, and then we'll put some screws in that bad boy. I take my little stud finder, when it starts lighting up, that's the edge of the 2x4. So what I'll do is I'll just go right about there. Now that I got my marks and I know I'm on studs, I'll just go about the middle. Sink it in there. I only want to go about halfway. And then all you do is take the end, click this out, flip it over, lock it back into place, and now you've got a Phillips bit. These are just 2-inch screws. This material is only 3/4, the drywall is only 1/2 inch. So it'll go in about 1 inch. Now mounted to the wall. Easy peasy. Now she's mounted to the wall. So just like the other one, a chair, she's mounted to the wall. I can move this stuff over so I'm centered with the table. It's not a big deal. I'm not picky. I'm not anal like that. But anyways, this gives me somewhere so I can eat my lunch, dinner, whatever. I can get my laptop, even though my computer's right there. But yeah, I can set my laptop up here and watch some YouTube while I'm eating lunch or my supper or whatever. But like I said, it's just me. So this right here will work just fine, because I was going to throw this table away because it was so big. The only thing I used it for, my Stella's dog cage would go underneath it perfectly, the width and height. And it was a little longer depth-wise, but I just threw a sheet over it, shoved it underneath the table. It looked fine because that way she had her little homie. You can even throw you some knickknacks on here. Make it homey. Yeah, this will work just fine, man. Good use for an old kitchen table. You know, don't throw it away, man. Always repurpose it. Because you throw it in the dumpster, man, it's in the landfill. It's a good way of reusing something. And kudos to my boss, because I have the one table by the window, the dining room or the living room window, and I was telling her how I made that one out of an old table, and I was telling her I was going to throw this away, and she goes, "Just cut it in half." I'm like, okay, thanks, boss. Yes, but this is actually perfect, man. Single guy table. We'll see you next time from the Rayman.